Good morning, students of ninth standard. We are going to learn geography. And in geography, we are in the third lesson, that is the exogenetic process, part 1. And in that, so far, we have learned in the first session about the weathering. And in that, we have seen in the first session about mechanical weathering. Second session, we dealt with chemical weathering. And now in the third session, we are going to learn about biological weathering. Okay. Now what is this biological weathering? Biology means in connection to the animals and how it is done, or the nature or animals. Okay. Biological weathering. Besides mechanical and chemical weathering, biological factors are also responsible for weathering of rocks. Have you visited any fort? Have you seen trees growing on their minarets? You also must have seen pieces of rocks getting separated because of the roots of the trees. As the roots grow bigger, they create tension in the rocks and start breaking them. You can see in the picture 3.8 biological weathering. Ants make large ant hills. Rats, mice, rabbits, and other worms and insects make burrows in the ground. These animals are called burrowing animals. Because of their activity, weathering of rock occurs. Besides this, algae, moss, lichen, other flora, etc., grow in the rocks. They also help in weathering. You can see the picture over there. 3.9 lichen, biological weathering. Mass movements or mass wasting. The weathered rock materials start moving along the slopes due to gravity and accumulate near the foothills or the gentler slopes. This process has been happening for years. The weathered particles form a conical heap at the foothills. When weathered particles move down due to gravity alone, the process is called mass movement. Mass movements occur in two ways. It is rapid on steeper slopes while it is slower on gentle slopes. Now, what is this rapid mass movements? Okay, two movements, mass movements are there, rapid and as well as slow movements. Okay, rapid mass movements, rock falls, landslides, land subsidence occur rapidly. Their effects are very destructive. The probability of these events is more in the regions having humid climates and steeper slopes. A thick layer of weathered material forms on the slope. When it rains in such areas, the rainwater penetrates the weathered materials and their weight increases. The weathered materials move very rapidly and come down the slope. Example, the mudslide at Malin village of Pune district. Sometimes the weathered materials do not move downward but sink in situ where they are. This is called slumping. See figure 3.10. Okay, slumping. Such rapid mass movements may also occur because of earthquakes. Now, next is the slow mass movements. In areas with dry climates and gentler slopes, mass movements occur slowly. Soil creep is a common phenomenon in such areas. In periglacial regions along the slopes, small layers of soil accumulate because of the movement of soil. This is called solifluction. Okay, figure 3.13 we can see here. Solifluction. Okay, it is you can see rock fall, you can see landslide, and this is 3 point is solifluction. You can see that gaps are formed. Next is erosion. Like weathering and mass movements, erosion is also an external process. Erosion occurs through various agents: wind, running water, glaciers, seawater, and groundwater cause erosion. We will study the agent of erosion and the landforms produced by them in the next lesson. So please complete the lesson question answers and study them. We have seen in weathering, mechanical weathering, chemical weathering, and biological weathering. Thank you and God bless you.